Welcome to Framework, the podcast that makes the NIST cybersecurity framework practical, engaging, and accessible. Whether you're a cybersecurity professional, business leader, or simply curious about how organizations defend against cyber threats, this series is for you. This podcast is inspired by a comprehensive guide to the NIST Cybersecurity Framework 2.0, a best-selling resource written by cybersecurity expert Dr. Jason Edwards and trusted by professionals worldwide. In each episode, we'll leverage a few insights from Jason's extensive book to dive deep into CSF 2.0, unpacking every function, category, and subcategory with real-world applications you can immediately use. If you're enjoying this episode and want to learn more, head over to cyberauthor.me to grab your copy of the book and access additional resources to enhance your cybersecurity journey. You can also visit baremetalcyber.com, where over 2 million people last year explored expert insights, articles, and practical tools across a wide range of cybersecurity topics. GV.OV-02, Adjusting Strategies for Comprehensive Risk Coverage. GV.OV-02 ensures that organizations continuously refine and adapt their cybersecurity strategies to maintain comprehensive risk coverage, ensuring that security programs address evolving cyber threats, business transformations, and regulatory changes. This subcategory belongs to the Govern function within the National Institute of Standards and Technology Cybersecurity Framework, version 2.0, emphasizing that cybersecurity strategies must be dynamic, evolving with emerging risks, technological advancements, and shifting business priorities to maintain operational resilience and regulatory compliance. Without structured strategy adjustments, organizations risk leaving critical security gaps unaddressed, failing to mitigate emerging threats, and misaligning cybersecurity investments with actual risk exposure. Adjusting cybersecurity strategies for comprehensive risk coverage ensures that organizations proactively identify security weaknesses, implement necessary adjustments, and continuously align cybersecurity initiatives with business objectives. A structured approach to strategy refinement allows organizations to assess security effectiveness, address risk management gaps, and improve the adaptability of cybersecurity governance models. Organizations that establish structured cybersecurity strategy review cycles, enforce proactive risk-based security adjustments, and integrate threat intelligence into security planning enhance their ability to mitigate cyber risks efficiently, optimize cybersecurity investments, and sustain long-term resilience. Multiple stakeholders play a role in adjusting cybersecurity strategies for risk coverage. Executive leadership and board members provide oversight, ensure that security strategy adjustments align with enterprise risk priorities, and approve cybersecurity program refinements. Chief Information Security Officers and security strategy teams conduct structured security risk assessments, analyze cybersecurity gaps, and implement refined security policies based on risk evaluation findings. Compliance officers and legal teams ensure that cybersecurity strategy adjustments align with regulatory changes, contractual security obligations, and industry security frameworks, reducing compliance risks and legal exposure. Cybersecurity strategies are adjusted through structured security risk analysis, continuous security control optimization, and real-time threat intelligence integration. This includes periodic cybersecurity strategy reassessments, proactive security framework refinements, and AI-driven risk analytics to detect emerging cybersecurity gaps. Organizations that fail to adjust cybersecurity strategies for comprehensive risk coverage risk operating under outdated security models, leaving critical vulnerabilities unmitigated, and failing to align security programs with evolving risk landscapes. Several key terms define cybersecurity strategy adjustments and their role in enterprise security governance. Risk-based security refinement ensures that organizations prioritize security strategy adjustments based on risk exposure and critical business processes. Adaptive cybersecurity governance ensures that cybersecurity programs evolve dynamically, adjusting security frameworks based on real-time risk intelligence and security performance analytics. Threat-informed security strategy updates ensure that cybersecurity adjustments are driven by live cyber threat data, ensuring that organizations remain proactive against emerging attack vectors. Regulatory-driven security adjustments ensure that cybersecurity strategy refinements align with evolving compliance mandates, preventing regulatory non-compliance risks. Security investment optimization ensures that cybersecurity strategy adjustments focus on maximizing risk reduction while maintaining cost-effectiveness in security program execution. Challenges in adjusting cybersecurity strategies for comprehensive risk coverage often lead to weak security adaptation, failure to address new cyber threats, and misalignment between cybersecurity strategy adjustments and business priorities. One common issue is lack of real-time risk assessment integration, where organizations fail to incorporate live cyber threat intelligence into security strategy refinements, leading to slow adaptation to emerging risks. Another issue is failure to involve leadership in cybersecurity strategy adjustments, where executive teams do not actively participate in security program refinements, resulting in security investments and policy changes that are disconnected from business objectives. Some organizations mistakenly believe that cybersecurity strategy adjustments are only necessary after major security incidents, without recognizing that continuous cybersecurity program refinements are essential for proactive risk mitigation and long-term business resilience. When organizations adjust cybersecurity strategies for comprehensive risk coverage, they enhance risk adaptability, improve security program effectiveness, and ensure that cybersecurity investments align with real-world threats and evolving business needs. A structured cybersecurity strategy refinement model ensures that cybersecurity programs remain proactive, risk-driven, and optimized for changing security landscapes. Organizations that implement structured cybersecurity risk reassessments, enforce dynamic security program adjustments, and leverage AI-driven cybersecurity intelligence for security planning develop a comprehensive cybersecurity governance framework that continuously evolves in response to emerging threats and industry requirements. Organizations that fail to adjust cybersecurity strategies for comprehensive risk coverage face significant operational, financial, and regulatory risks. Without continuous refinement, security programs become stagnant, failing to address evolving threats, new compliance mandates, and shifts in technology infrastructure. A common issue is reliance on static risk management models, where organizations continue using outdated cybersecurity frameworks that do not reflect current attack methodologies, leaving critical assets vulnerable to exploitation. Another major challenge is delayed security strategy adjustments, where organizations only revise security policies and risk management frameworks after a security breach, rather than proactively refining cybersecurity strategies based on predictive threat intelligence. By regularly adjusting cybersecurity strategies, organizations ensure that risk mitigation efforts remain dynamic, security frameworks align with business goals, and security investments effectively address emerging threats. A structured approach to cybersecurity strategy refinement enhances security resilience, strengthens regulatory compliance, and ensures that security policies evolve alongside business transformation. Organizations that establish continuous cybersecurity risk assessments, enforce structured security strategy updates, and integrate AI-driven threat intelligence into cybersecurity decision-making improve their ability to anticipate and mitigate cyber risks before they escalate into critical incidents. At the partial tier, organizations lack a formalized process for adjusting cybersecurity strategies, leading to static security policies, outdated security controls, and ineffective risk mitigation approaches. Cybersecurity strategy refinements are handled inconsistently, with no structured methodology for evaluating security effectiveness or adapting to new cyber threats. A small business at this level may operate under a cybersecurity policy that has not been updated for years, failing to account for modern attack vectors such as AI-driven phishing attacks or supply chain vulnerabilities. At the risk-informed tier, organizations begin to develop a structured approach for security strategy adjustments, ensuring that security governance is periodically reviewed and refined based on known risks. However, cybersecurity strategy updates may still be reactive, occurring only after security incidents or compliance mandates force policy revisions. A mid-size manufacturing firm at this level may revise cybersecurity strategies when required by regulatory updates, but fail to integrate real-time threat intelligence limiting its ability to proactively defend against emerging cyber risks. At the repeatable tier, organizations implement a fully structured cybersecurity strategy refinement framework, ensuring that security programs evolve continuously based on risk intelligence, security performance analytics, and regulatory changes. Cybersecurity governance is formalized, with leadership actively participating in strategy updates, ensuring that security program adjustments align with enterprise risk management objectives. A financial institution at this stage may use automated security analytics platforms to track cybersecurity program effectiveness, refine security policies based on incident response data, and ensure that security frameworks remain aligned with evolving regulatory requirements. At the adaptive tier, organizations employ AI-driven security risk forecasting, predictive security investment optimization, and real-time cybersecurity program refinement frameworks to dynamically adjust security strategies based on evolving threat landscapes and business transformations. Cybersecurity risk management is fully integrated into enterprise-wide decision-making, ensuring that security program adjustments are continuously optimized to enhance operational resilience. A global cloud services provider at this level may deploy AI-powered cybersecurity governance tools, real-time compliance tracking systems, and predictive threat modeling to dynamically refine security strategies, ensuring that risk management remains ahead of evolving cyber threats. Adjusting cybersecurity strategies for comprehensive risk coverage aligns with multiple controls in the National Institute of Standards and Technology, Special Publication 800-53, ensuring that organizations implement structured cybersecurity program refinement models and dynamic security risk management framework. One key control is RA-3 risk assessment updates, which requires organizations to continuously refine cybersecurity risk assessment processes, ensuring that security strategy adjustments are informed by real-time cyber risk intelligence and evolving attack methodologies. A healthcare organization implementing this control may conduct quarterly cybersecurity strategy reviews, ensuring that patient data protection policies and incident response frameworks remain aligned with emerging security risks and regulatory requirements. Another key control is PM-8, Enterprise Security Architecture, which mandates that organizations align cybersecurity strategy refinements with enterprise-wide security architecture updates, ensuring that security policies, technology investments, and risk management frameworks evolve cohesively. A global financial institution implementing this control may deploy AI-driven security architecture analytics to track cybersecurity effectiveness, refine security policies based on real-time risk intelligence, and ensure that cybersecurity program adjustments remain aligned with evolving financial sector regulatory standards. Cybersecurity strategy adjustments also align with CA-7 continuous monitoring, which requires organizations to implement real-time cybersecurity monitoring to track security control effectiveness, detect strategy gaps, and ensure continuous adaptation of cybersecurity policies based on evolving threats. This control ensures that organizations proactively assess cybersecurity program effectiveness, refine security strategies dynamically, and maintain real-time awareness of security posture across enterprise environments. A multinational technology firm implementing this control may establish AI-driven security monitoring platforms that analyze security event data, identify gaps in cybersecurity program execution, and automatically adjust security strategies to address emerging threats. These controls can be adapted based on organizational size, industry, and cybersecurity maturity. A small business may implement basic cybersecurity strategy adjustment processes, ensuring that security policies are reviewed annually and updated to reflect major regulatory or technology changes. A large enterprise may deploy AI-driven cybersecurity risk intelligence platforms, predictive threat modeling tools, and automated security strategy refinement solutions to ensure that cybersecurity governance dynamically evolves in response to new cyber risks and operational transformations. Organizations in highly regulated industries such as banking, healthcare, and critical infrastructure may require quarterly cybersecurity strategy audits, executive-led cybersecurity risk assessment reviews, and industry-driven cybersecurity benchmarking to ensure alignment with evolving regulatory mandates and compliance standards. Auditors assess cybersecurity strategy adjustments by reviewing whether organizations have structured, documented, and continuously updated cybersecurity program refinement frameworks. They evaluate whether organizations implement structured security strategy reassessment cycles, enforce continuous risk-driven security updates, and integrate cybersecurity strategy refinements into enterprise-wide risk governance models. If an organization fails to adjust cybersecurity strategies for comprehensive risk coverage, auditors may issue findings highlighting gaps in security program adaptability, weak cybersecurity performance tracking, and failure to align security strategy updates with evolving regulatory and cyber threat landscapes. To verify compliance, auditors seek specific types of evidence. Cybersecurity strategy adjustment reports and security program update records demonstrate that organizations formally define and enforce structured security strategy refinement models. Real-time cybersecurity risk intelligence analysis reports and security strategy reassessment documentation provide insights into whether organizations proactively monitor emerging cyber threats and refine security programs accordingly. Automated cybersecurity strategy compliance tracking records and dynamic security governance frameworks show whether organizations systematically adjust cybersecurity policies, ensuring that security strategy refinements align with business objectives and evolving risk exposure. A compliance success scenario could involve a global financial institution that undergoes an audit and provides evidence that cybersecurity strategy adjustments are fully integrated into security governance, ensuring that structured security strategy updates occur in response to new threat intelligence, security risk assessments are continuously refined, and security governance remains optimized for evolving regulatory requirements. Auditors confirm that cyber risks are continuously evaluated, security policies are dynamically refined based on predictive threat analysis, and cybersecurity strategy adjustments support long-term enterprise security resilience. In contrast, an organization that fails to refine cybersecurity strategies, neglects structured security performance tracking, or lacks formal cybersecurity strategy reassessment mechanisms may receive audit findings for poor security governance, adaptability, ineffective security investment planning, and failure to integrate cybersecurity risk intelligence into security strategy refinements. Organizations face multiple barriers in ensuring cybersecurity strategies remain adaptable and aligned with comprehensive risk coverage. One major challenge is lack of real-time cybersecurity intelligence integration, where organizations fail to incorporate live cyber risk data into security strategy refinements, leading to delayed responses to evolving security threats. Another challenge is failure to align cybersecurity strategy refinements with enterprise risk management, where security teams operate in isolation from business decision-making, limiting the effectiveness of cybersecurity program adjustments. A final challenge is over-reliance on static security strategy frameworks, where organizations fail to develop dynamic security risk management models, preventing security programs from adapting to rapid technological and operational changes. Organizations can overcome these barriers by developing structured cybersecurity risk intelligence models, ensuring that cybersecurity strategy refinements occur dynamically based on real-time threat insights, and integrating security program adaptability into enterprise-wide governance frameworks. Investing in automated cybersecurity risk assessment platforms, predictive security program adjustment tools, and continuous security performance benchmarking solutions ensures that organizations dynamically assess, monitor, and refine cybersecurity strategies based on evolving business needs and cyber risks. Standardizing cybersecurity strategy refinement methodologies across departments, subsidiaries, and external business partners ensures that security governance frameworks are consistently applied, reducing exposure to cyber threats and strengthening enterprise-wide cybersecurity resilience. By embedding cybersecurity strategy adjustments into enterprise governance strategies, organizations enhance security adaptability, improve regulatory compliance, and ensure sustainable cybersecurity program evolution in an ever-changing cyber threat landscape. That wraps up today's discussion on framework. Don't stop here. Head over to cyberauthor.me to explore more cybersecurity topics and discover a best-selling book covering NIST and other critical cyber frameworks. Please like, rate, and review this episode on Apple and Spotify. Until next time, remember that knowledge is power.